Hi everybody, Superman here. Just kidding, Dominik Sky. Today answering a very good question from Kenosis. But before that, I just want to say thank you on all the incredible feedback I got from my last video, so about the mentorship programs. So many people writing emails and writing me messages on Facebook and everything, and I just want to say I really appreciate it, guys. We're gonna make this shit happen. So right now, let's go to the question I wrote in my awesome notebook. Kenosis, what's the general structure for progressing? So in a routine, when do I increase the reps or decrease the reps to improve? And also, how do I balance strength, hypertrophy, and muscle endurance? So what's the general structure for progression? I think you meant kind of progressing. It's a very good question. I really like it. So the first thing is, so people always wonder, should I do the next training, should I do more reps, or should I focus on more sets, or should I maybe just pick a different exercise or something? So first of all, we progress in one thing, and that is the form. So the form is the main thing. The first progress is done in form, not in more sets, not in more reps. Do better form. You think you're doing perfect form? Check again. So the first thing is, the way you're training right now, it's also later your advanced elements will look like that. So if right now you're doing crappy pseudo planche push-ups, your shoulders are elevating, you're not extending the arms all the way, there's always something that can be found that's not very good. So if it looks shitty right now, don't expect later on to have a perfect planche. You know, you're doing a shitty tuck front liver hold, completely hollow position, bent arms like this. Don't expect to have a perfect front liver in the future. The way your trainings look right now, the way your exercises look like, the way your basics look like, is the way later on your advanced elements are gonna look like. So the first thing is, make that form as close to perfection as possible. It's not gonna be perfect, but make it as close to perfect as possible. And also, don't make it just look technically good. Make it technically correct. It's not only about that. Make it look nice. That's why I said it. There was a time when I could do handstand push-ups, but I always kind of stopped, and then I kind of recorrected my balance, and then I pressed all the way up. And I was doing this for years, and I realized, why doesn't it just correct by itself? It would be nice, but it doesn't happen that way. So I needed to go back, focus on the pike push-up, closer grip, because I also went a little bit from left to right when I lost my balance, which is also a shitty thing to do. So I went back to really fix my form, and I lowered the reps down, because I realized when I press up, I always stop here and then I readjust and press all the way up. And I was like, I don't want my handstand push-ups to look like that. I want them to look smooth, you know, just going down and boom, up. So the way you want your elements to look in the future, your handstand push-ups, your one-arm chin-ups, your pull-ups, everything, is the way you're performing the exercises right now. So if you want in the future to do nice handstand push-ups, have a nice planche, have a very good front lever, then right now practice those basics and make them look like that. Because a lot of people don't even see the progress in the form, to be completely honest. It happened to me like 5 years ago. I was doing handstand push-ups, and then after some months I was like, man, but I can still do the same number of reps, you know, I'm not making any progress, you know. And then I saw the video 3 months ago and from today, and I was like, whoa, 3 months ago I was arching, like every second rep was completely arched, even my legs was something go apart, which is just terrible. So over a period of time, in my mind I was like, okay, I needed to correct the form, but I didn't even realize it. So my form was much nicer, and pressing in a banana position like that in the handstand push-ups, so much easier than pressing in a good body line, you know. So the first progress is actually made in form, and don't overlook it. This is the most important progress. So first we progress in form. The second thing is we progress in sets. So not in reps, not increasing the reps right away, increase the sets first. So right now maybe you're doing sets of 3 pull-ups, for example. You're doing 4 sets of 3, 5 sets of 3. Next training, try to do more sets. Try to do 1 set more. So then try to do 1 set more. So once you get like 8 sets of 3 reps, maybe even 10 sets of 3 reps, then you can say, okay, next training, I'm increasing the reps. And that's the third thing is, so form, sets, and then reps. So then you can say, okay, the next training I'm performing 4 reps. And then, of course, you need to lower down the sets, but increasing the reps is the next progression. So then progress towards 4 reps, and then also progress towards 5 reps. And once you can do 5 sets of 5, or 6 sets of 5, or 7 sets of 5, and it feels easy, then it's time to either increase the load. So if you're training weighted pull-ups or weighted dips or military press, then simply increase the load. Or if you practice with bodyweight exercises, pick a more demanding exercise. And there's always a more demanding exercise. So yeah, after 5 times 5 gets easy, then pick a harder exercise or increase the load. So that's actually it regarding the progressing. And the next thing is, how do I balance strength, hypertrophy, and muscle endurance? Boom. So here I'll be very frank and honest. I don't give a shit about hypertrophy, man. I train for strength. I train to be strong. I mean, I look pretty good. I've never done a single training that I would dedicate only for hypertrophy. Never done it. You know? And these days I can't even afford to do it because it would take away from my strength training. Because today I did a planche. If I would ended up my planche training with hypertrophy training, doing a lot of pseudo planche push-ups, going for 10 reps and really more sets, then tomorrow I have a pulling day, but the day after that it's handstand push-ups. And I will not be able to recover. If I'm not recovered in 2 days, then I can't do my strength training. So that's why hypertrophy, you know, I'm not a bodybuilder, I'm not attending a bodybuilding competition. I think I look good and I'm happy with the way I look, and I developed this body 95% by just strength training. So I advise you to be patient and simply work for strength. If however, I know there are some people who are really skinny or you really don't feel comfortable in your body, we want to change that, then first work for strength, do 5 sets for strength, just 5 sets, it's good enough, and then move on to hypertrophy training. So have a 3 to 5 minute break, do about 10 reps, really difficult reps if you're training for hypertrophy, and go for 5 sets, maybe even more. So it depends on really what's your priority, but you have to, if strength is your priority, then additional hypertrophy training, every training will definitely take away from your strength training. So if it's not that important to you, if you still want to train for strength, but you want to actually develop your body a little bit more, then do it 2 times a week at the end of your strength training, and boom, you got it covered. And the next thing is muscle endurance. So this is a question actually I got a lot. So if you're very strong, you're also endurant. It's as simple as that. If you can pull a 50-60 kilogram pull-up, you can do 20 plus pull-ups, body weight. That's a fact. If, however, you're very endurant, you can do maybe 30 pull-ups, maybe 40 pull-ups, that doesn't mean you're strong. It doesn't mean your weighted pull-ups are good. It doesn't mean you can do a one-arm chin-up. So if you see somebody performing a one-arm chin-up or one-arm pull-up, he can do a lot of pull-ups. It's a fact. So if you're not going to pull up Olympics and you want to get a gold medal, then if your goal is just a reasonable endurance, maybe 20 pull-ups or 30 pull-ups, simply spend time working on strength and you also become endurant. It's a fact. So I remember back in the days when I was doing 80 kilogram pull-ups, I did 5 sets of 2 reps. Then I decided for fun to try also 40 kilogram max, and then I also decided to try body weight max, and I did 38 pull-ups, while not trying to do more than 5 pull-ups in months, literally. So if you train for strength, if you truly become strong, you're also endurant. So unless you want some inhuman numbers or you want endurance maybe for your specific sport, just focus on strength and you also become endurant. And if, however, you truly need to be endurant, you need it for your specific sport, then simply do strength training first, 5 sets for strength, and then spend some time working on your endurance. So yeah, that's about it. It was a very good question. I just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. And if you have any questions whatsoever regarding your training, or you have any troubles, any problems, simply leave a comment below and I will pick one of the questions and answer it in the next video. Also, if some of you are still interested, or if some of you want to know more about these amazing mentorship programs, so definitely write me an email at support@dominicsky.net. And this is for everybody who is passionate regarding calisthenics. So maybe you just started calisthenics and you want to achieve the advanced elements, one or chin-ups, planche, then this is it. Also, you might, if you're an older guy, don't worry about it. You know, if you had a lot of injuries and you're wondering, can I get back to my prime? There is a way. I have had hundreds of injuries, and I can teach you how to get back. I can teach you how to become stronger and more flexible than ever before. Also, if there's some of calisthenics athletes out there who are wondering how to become a coach, how to make a living out of calisthenics, then definitely write me an email at support@dominicsky.net and write, yes, I want to learn more about these amazing mentorship programs, and maybe we can find a spot for you. So that's it for this video. Thank you so much for your attention, and we'll see each other very soon. Peace.